In this video, I'm going to teach you the top 5 sales skills that I've personally witnessed firsthand among the top earners in roofing sales. Now, hey, welcome or welcome back. My name's Adam Bensman, the Roof Strategist, and everything I do here on my channel is designed to help you and your team smash your income goal and give every customer an amazing experience. And I've had a unique privilege of supporting many thousands of roofing sales reps. In fact, we have many thousands of active users in every single state in the U.S. for both storm and retail, and I am now traveling the country with Owens Corning, training in all of the unique different markets in the U.S. from coast to coast. Literally last week I was in Philadelphia to Pasadena, California. I've been in LA, I'm headed to Florida, Texas, Arkansas, Minnesota, Kansas, Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin. It doesn't matter where you are. These 5 sales skills are the same threads that I see, whether it's retail salespeople or storm salespeople or companies doing both. And because I have so many videos out there on the actual training and the strategies, and in fact, I provide a full system that, by the way, there's a link in the description for that. I just wanted to give you the stuff that really isn't taught, right? People naturally, quote unquote, naturally develop this. And I want to help you bypass that natural learning curve to say, hey, these are the top 5 things that Adam has seen. Maybe I should really fine tune my skills in those certain areas. So without further ado, let's jump in. Starting with number 1. And by the way, in my opinion, this sales skill here will carry you no matter what you're selling, and that is seeing things from your customer's perspective. You've heard me mention this in other videos. Close your eyes. Imagine that you're at home. It's Tuesday night. You finished work early. You came home. You had dinner with the family. You guys just sat down on the couch to enjoy an evening together. And that's when you hear it. And you turn, you look, and you look at your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, the kids, and you're like, hey, who's that? Anyone expect anybody? So who is it? And the next thing is you walk towards the door and you whisper, I wonder what they want. Who is it? What do they want? Okay, now that I know what my customers are experiencing, I can now approach the door and I'm like one step ahead because I know what they're thinking. That, my friend, is the best sales skill for you to develop. Seeing things from your customer's perspective. So get yourself out of your shoes, and every time you're going to communicate or pitch, don't think about what you want to say. Think about what you would want to hear from your customer's perspective. And I watch sales reps do this all the time. Hey, I'm really sorry to bug you. I hope the kids weren't sleeping. You know, just being polite, understanding, hey, I understand it's dinner time. I understand, by the way, we're going to expand on this here on how we take this into communicating on step number 2, because I got a little ahead of myself because I get so excited about this stuff. And number 2 here is telling the homeowner exactly what they're thinking. So let me give you an example. If I know, seeing things from my customer's perspective, that the homeowner's thinking, who are you and what do you want? I can open the door and play with my letting them know why I'm there and saying, hey, I understand that you're probably wondering who the heck I am and why I'm stopping by. And I'll cut right to that. Hey, my name's Adam. The reason I'm stopping by is I just left Peggy's house. She chose us to do her roof because her roof is 25 years old. It needed to get replaced. This little windstorm that we had come through ripped off some shingles. We're actually helping her file a claim and getting the roof approved by the insurance so she doesn't have to come out of pocket more than her deductible. And while I was on her roof, I noticed you had missing shingles too. So there you have it, just telling the homeowner exactly what they're thinking. This can also be applied at times, and I'll give you 2 examples, one for storm, one for retail. We'll start on the storm side. If the homeowner, you're meeting for the very first time, the deductible objection comes up, you can say, hey, Mr. Homeowner, I know what you're probably thinking. You had an insurance claim. You want to keep the insurance on one side, contractors on the other. You want to see what the insurance company says and what they're willing to give you. Then you want to go out to a bunch of roofers and get estimates. And you want to say, hey, can I get this thing done and not have to pay my deductible, or better yet, pocket some money? Because isn't that exactly what they're thinking? And now you can use this as an opportunity to overcome. But first, we tell them exactly what they're thinking. Now, let's talk retail, price size. Hey, you know what? You guys are a bit more than the next person. Your estimate's too expensive. What if I just said to them before that it could even come up, Mr. Homeowner, by the way, imagine doing this at the very beginning of your appointment, which is where I teach you to overcome the price objection on retail or the deductible, which is the price objection on storm. And we do this at the very beginning of the presentation when you're following my car park system. If you want details on that, you can click the link in the description, or if you can text this word demo and let me just write this number on the screen for you. You can text the word demo, DEMO, to 303-222-7133, and we'll walk you through it a little bit, okay? So just text that if you're interested. So on that note, when the homeowner is concerned about price, the very beginning of your appointment, which we teach in the closing strategy, we can say, Mr. Homeowner, listen, I understand that you're shopping for estimates. You're probably getting 1, 2, 3 estimates is my guess at minimum. You want to see which contractor you like, which one's reputable, see who shows up on time, who gives you a good feeling. But most importantly, you want to make sure you get a good value. You definitely don't want to be overpaying or feel like you're being taken. And chances are you're getting estimates and looking at the dollar amount of the estimate and figuring out whether or not that one fits your budget or feels right to you. And many people want to go with the lower of the estimates because you think every roof's the same, which is exactly what they're thinking. Would you agree? Yes or no? Yes. So there you have it. Telling the homeowner exactly what they're thinking, then we can overcome. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Homeowner, many people do that, but here's how they get duped. And then we shake that out, which I teach the full system. We don't have time for that today inside. So again, telling the homeowner what they're thinking. Smart salespeople, the top earning salespeople have developed enough experience and practice thinking like customers to be able to stay 1, 2, 3 steps ahead in sharing exactly what the customer's thinking with them. And it makes the customer feel heard, understood, and they trust you. It's phenomenal. All right, number 3, controlling the conversation by asking questions. Now in sales, the top salespeople have restraint. There's 2 paths to take, especially on an objection. I'll give you an example. Say in the price one. Hey, you're too expensive. You're more expensive than the next person. What most salespeople want to do is they immediately shift into explain it away mode. Hey, you know what? We have the better product, better service, better warranty. We're not going to be the cheapest. We're not willing to compromise quality. And they explain. But the top earners know that instead of explaining, whenever they have that impulse to explain, they actually pause, they take a step back, they control the conversation by asking a how or a what question. How about the other estimate, what about the other estimate seem more valuable to you than our estimate? What about the other contractor do you like more than us? How do you know that the other roofer is going to do all the things that I've listed when their estimate just says remove and replace roof with a dollar amount? How or what questions keep the conversation going and allow the homeowner to close the gap and literally sell him or herself? How or what questions? Do not ask why questions. Let me show you why. Pretend that we're having dinner together. Hey, why are you wearing that shirt? It doesn't feel very good, does it? It feels judgy, like you're being judged, so you don't want to ask why questions. Why did you like the other roofer more than me? That implies that they're stupid, right? We don't want them to feel that way. So just ask how or what questions. All right, number 4 is top earning salespeople understand psychology and why people buy. This takes time, practice, and experience. By the way, I recommend that you read this book called Influence by Robert Cialdini. It's a must read. Many salespeople who are watching have probably already read it. Those of you that didn't, do read it. You can actually text the word. I have my new recommended reading list totally updated with the top 82 books that I've ever read. I read a lot, and I've only put the ones that I think are actually worth reading for someone in roofing sales, and I've broken them down in categories from sales, communication, personal development, goals and motivation, money management, you name it, it's in there. And if you want it, you can just pop in to the Pitch Like a Pro Roofing Sales Training Video Library. We're updating all of our pages, but you're going to get access to our brand new free training center. My recommended reading list is in there. And if you're on the move, you can just text the word free, F-R-E-E. And again, I'll put that number up, 303-222-7133. And then what we'll do is just pop you a link right back instantly. You can just enter your name and email, and you'll get a login link. You'll pop in and go check that out. Robert Cialdini's book is listed in there under the sales side. All right, so again, understanding the sales psychology, why people buy. This takes time and experience, and the psychology is why I develop my sales system, the car park formula in closing, is because it knocks down all those right dominoes in order. I teach it lightning fast. So you'll get the whole team trained up, or yourself, by the way, of packages for reps and owners in just 9.5 hours. And that's not to close everything. So in that sales system, I take the mystery out of you having to figure that out. It's just like, follow this framework. I know how and why people buy. I'm going to tell you exactly what to say in what order to run that presentation so you can close deals, which is why I use my good friend Andrew and his sales rep, Rome. By the way, Rome, if you're watching, man, I love that I get to talk about your success. I'm proud as heck of you, man. He's closing at 76%, mostly retail, at 21 years old with no experience in the industry, following the system. So top sales reps truly understand that psychology. And instead of winging it or talking their way through it, they really know kind of what levers need to get pulled and in what order to make the sale. All right, by the way, if you want to learn how that works, again, you can text the word demo. There's a link in the description as well for you just to click and book a time with a member of our team. All right, and that leads us to number 5, fearlessly keeping the conversation going. And I want to talk about this because role play is the best way to practice this. We were just doing some role play in, where were we? Pasadena, California. No, where were we? Philadelphia. My apologies. We're in Philadelphia, and there's a rep sitting in the front of the room. This young guy volunteered for role play, and he was newer in the business. I have never seen such smooth transitions my entire life doing role play training teams. He had rehearsed and practiced so much. He fearlessly kept that conversation going like butter, tying this all together. And I want to show you how he tied it together. Number 1 is he told me as the homeowner what I was thinking, because he learned, Number 1 is he understood how I was thinking, seeing things from my perspective. He communicated to me throughout the process when I give him objections exactly why I gave that objection. You think it's too expensive because you're shopping for a fair price, right? Right? So super phenomenal. Then he controlled the conversation by asking how or what questions to keep it going instead of explaining it away. And he understood the psychology of why people buy, knew exactly when to mention social proof and testimonials, using some urgency. It was just phenomenal. So fearlessly keeping that conversation going specifically applies to the end of a sales appointment when you hear those comments like, "Thanks for coming out. We loved everything you shared with us. We'll give you a call in a few days if we're interested." Or, "Thanks for coming out. My wife and I got to chat about it. We'll call you in a few days." Being able to fearlessly lean into that, overcome that objection, and ask questions to keep that conversation going, even if you're poor at closing, keeps the conversation going for you to get to the bottom of the truth and understand what that person really needs. And how you can communicate your message to win the business. So there you have it, the top 5 sales skills that I see among the top earners. If you liked this video in this format, please do give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, and the best compliment, seriously, is to pay it forward. Click that copy link to your clipboard, share this in your Slack channel, your WhatsApp, your GroupMe with a member of your team to help everybody fine-tune these sales skills to earn even more in roofing sales. In doing so in a way that when you actually do this and you're doing this from a good place in your heart of hearts of service, you're going to connect more deeply with customers and give them what they need to feel comfortable and to help position you as the best answer. Because I hope that you truly are the best person to win the business, do the work, and stand behind it. Hey, thanks for joining me on today's video. There are links in the description to everything that I mentioned. And if you want to continue with me, hop into that free training center right here by downloading the Pitch Like a Pro Roofing Sales Training Video Library, or hang with me here on YouTube. They think you're really going to love this video, and I'll see you in the next one.